What is up, ladies and gentlemen? How are you guys doing this evening? I am your host, The Saint. With me, as always,
David El Cadejo Estacado here live with my boy, the Saint Ron, here on Thursday Night Indie Spotlight. Pretty busy day today. Pretty busy weekend, really. We'll do a little recap in there.
dude. Yeah, so part professional, part personal, but ended up pushing about 1,600 miles this weekend between Saturday and Sunday.
Mhm.
I left Saturday morning for the ICE show. Fantastic time up there. They had a series of 4 matches that led to a fatal 4-way tag team tournament. The fatal 4-way was one fall to the finish. Um, dude, I was surprised. I had never been to the Ring Wars Carolinas venue before, so it was neat to see that. Got to meet a whole bunch of
Cool.
people. It was entirely people I've never worked with before, so that was awesome as well. Sat next to commentary, so I got to hear Mario and Dominic, or shit, yeah, got to hear them two
It's
talking back and forth.
Aloysius Skipper Jenkins III and
Okay, yeah, and you gotta say the whole thing like a Tribe Called Quest, right?
Call Quest.
That's
Exactly.
it. Yeah. So I got to hear.
I know, it's a mouthful, but we'll
Yeah, well, that's what she said. Anyway, so got to hear them doing commentary, and it was funny as hell. So I enjoyed that.
Good.
Got to meet a couple people I hadn't met yet in the industry, but I had heard a lot about. I had heard a lot about that woman Tiffany who does photography, and she was cool as she could be. And dude, some of the pictures that came out of her were fantastic. But yeah, just overall, wasn't a bad show. Wish the crowd was a bit heavier, but for as late as the crowd was, they were hot. That's the fun thing, though. We'll get more into that as we get there, because I know here in a few moments we'll be joined by our first guest. I think we have 2 coming on tonight. Am I right with that? We have 2 tonight.
2, maybe 3. But
Oh, geez, maybe 3. Okay, so that tells everybody how long the show's going to be. 2, maybe 3 hours. I don't know. But dude. It was a cool
good shows lately. They've been long but good.
Yeah, this is true. Well, that's it doesn't matter how many how long the show is or how many matches are on the card. A show can be a good show. 5 matches, 10 matches, 12 matches, 15 matches, whatever. Who cares? Look at Mania. It's like almost 20 matches and it takes 2 days. And it's this year was especially solid. So, but dude. That was my day one, 4.5 hours each way. The next one ended up being 7.5 hours each way. I had to make an impromptu trip home to deliver something and return back, and then be at work. I got in at 2:30 in the morning. I was in my office at 7 a.m. the next day. So, or that a couple hours later. So, dude,
yeah, because we talked a little bit while you were on the road for a little bit.
Yes,
seeing what you were doing.
Well, that's actually what I do for most of my travel time. I rock AirPods, earbuds, whatever you want to call them. Pick one. I'm using them.
Yeah, I got those in right now. Actually, they're pretty dope. They're pretty dope.
Yes, they work phenomenally. So I'll drive down the road, and I've talked to 3 different promoters, you and at least 2 or 3 other independent workers. So it was like just constantly doing business.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was most of my ride up. That was almost the whole ride up. I don't remember much of it.
The same way, man. Usually, if I'm on the road, I'm making deals or I'm talking to a client or working on something. But yeah, I definitely hear you on that one.
It seems to be the way. And I mean, I actually pushed that run on average takes 7.5. I made it in right at 7 with 1 stop. So I made it
you got
damn
good
near
mileage there with just 1 stop.
Well, that's the other trick. I pushed it into an area I think called Davis, Virginia, and hit 1 spot. They have this one nice truck stop in the middle of God's nowhere. There's not a damn thing else near it anywhere else. And I happened to stop there. Gas prices sucked, but it is what it is. Filled the vehicle up and kept right on trucking. Dude, yeah, it's unless I'm driving my truck, I can make that trip in one stop. In pretty much anything else, my truck does not get that kind of gas mileage. You're talking 14, so
Yikes.
that's why I don't drive it too often. She's a gas hog. Justin Childers has chopped in. What's up, dude? How are you? Um, I
What up,
mean, but
Justin?
it was a fun. I mean, it was a fun trip. The day before, like I say, we went all the way out to Lumberton, out there for ICE. That was a good time. And myself and Dominic, we drove. Made our way there. Had conversations about all kinds of different promotions and different stuff we've been doing over the last couple of years. He's been in it longer than I have, but the dude had a good time,
Yeah.
and it was neat to see how people build for doing commentary. So watching him and watching Aloysius get their stuff together using the PDF file that you guys use as well. They were using that. They were using notes, and seeing how they build it as the show is going on was like, dude, that's intense.
Yep.
It was a neat experience because you don't always get to see everything. And I've only done commentary to one time, so I really didn't. I'm not sufficient in it. I have no problem admitting that.
Yeah, that's one thing I liked. I like working with when I work with Mario is that we kind of like went in, we gather our info and we go from there and just kind of build the story from there. And we always came prepared. We got to the point where like it was kind of annoying, not just to us but to some of the talent that we would constantly be asking them for their stuff over and over again. So it's like figured out a way because I tried to do it and I didn't really was able to get it, but Mario was able to get everything that I had in my little like survey that I made and make it into a doc so we could just send it to the talent and it automatically gets sent to this file so we have access to it 24/7. So
Right.
if we have a show, we know we're going to see somebody we've already worked. We don't have to ask them. We just say, hey, has anything changed from the last time we saw you from the last show? And we're good to go.
Right.
Yeah, I've had that implemented for quite some time. Just kind of doing the survey thing, but then it gets lost with the messages and Instagram. At least this way, it's in a database, it's in a personal database, and you can build on that for the next show.
Well, I mean, that's like, there are certain talents where I kind of know what they're going to want said in their announcements. So I'll still make sure, hey, is this good? Or do you want anything changed? Or
Yeah.
whatever. Some guys will go through a cut phase and they'll drop 15, 20 pounds and they'll want that noted, Or you got guys like, just for example, Cam Jackson. Cam Jackson's from up the damn street. And, that's how it is every time. He's from up the damn street. Now, we had to modify that at the school show we did, a couple months back. You ain't gonna say damn in front of the little kids. But I know for a fact that it's a task, and it's got to suck for the talent too. They got to get tired of the same thing. So I don't know if there would be a better procedure when it came to like the promoters in my book have enough on their plate, but I don't know if there's this thing where when they walk in, they fill out their details on a piece of paper and then walk away. And then, the announcer just goes and gets it and puts it where it's got to go. That may work. But
Well, actually, there's a couple of people, and I'm glad that you mentioned that. Like, because I did the standalone wrestling show, and I did it was kind of like a tryout type of thing that they did. There was one guy, he brought it with him. It was like a talent, like, this is my commentary sheet. He had it, all his stats, everything I have on that little survey, plus more, like his social media, some facts about him. I even kind of revamped to the survey to kind of add a little bit more to it, just besides just basic stats. What else could we talk about while we're doing commentary? Anything that you like to mention? Because you can kind of use that and kind of fill in time if you need to. And plus, it's kind of good to kind of promote in between those lull times when there is any during commentary. You can talk about it and bring it up, and it's great to kind of bring up backstory or anything to move any other current storyline, any story moving forward for the next show as well. It really helps out a lot.
Right. Now, like I said,
Elliot
show wasn't
said,
bad.
hey, Lowdown Podcast. Yo, Elliot, what's good?
What's happening, Elliot? How are you, man? I don't know. Like some shows are different when they come to their production. So, like you have the commentaries talking between the match, and then you got to wait on when they're done, so you can kind of get your go ahead symbol. You know,
Yeah.
your go ahead.
Yeah, everybody.
signal.
It's like the famous phrase: different flavors of ice cream. Everybody does it different.
That is one way of definitely looking at it. I personally, dude, I like being able to just roll with it because, man, that show was what 6 matches, I think. Yeah, 4 qualifiers, the main event, and then the title, or not the title match was there as well. Which yet again, fun matches. Crowd got hot for everything they needed to. Oh no, it was 7 matches. I take that back. No, it was 6. There was 3 qualifying matches. One team had already qualified beforehand. The other one was actually a School of Morton title match. And here's my thing. Everybody, match of the night, match of the night, match of the night. Look, the one that gets the biggest reaction is, in my opinion, the match of the night. And that one got the loudest reaction the whole night. So that's just how I put it. Now, every match was solid. That was the cool thing. Even with, you will hear some guys say, "Oh, there ain't no crowd. I ain't working too hard tonight." It's like, no, Dick, that's not cool. But they brought it all night long. Everybody did.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it. I was, everybody put on a fantastic match for up to the point that I saw. You could hear the crowd reaction; they were really into it.
Right.
It's something it doesn't. You can still get that personal experience and get that reaction that you want from a crowd if you know what you're doing, and that's what those guys did when I watched.
Right. Like I say, man, it was a good time. We are still waiting on our first guest to pop in. He's got his invite.
You want me to get the other guests while we're waiting? Maybe we can reschedule them later on, or
I mean, I'm just letting him know whenever he's ready. Right now, but overall, dude, it was a long weekend. But it was a solid weekend. Taking the weekend off at this point, there was a couple of shows running this weekend where some ideas had been presented, and I was like, maybe, I don't know. We got to look at things. Jimmy Ward chimed in. He said, "Let's take a road trip."
Taking a road trip. Hey,
I'll
already taking road trips in the future or in my future already, and
listen, just drop me off at GSP with a one way, and we're good, bro. We're good right there. I'll tell you that right now. Me sitting in the car right now ain't gonna go good. I'm gonna sleep. After that much driving, when I was driving to and from work all week this week, I was constantly tired in the damn car. Like, I'd be fine when I wasn't in the car. I get in the car, I'm tired, even driving. I'm like, why am I tired at 4 o'clock in the afternoon? Like, this is bullshit. I just didn't.
Rough ride.
Dude, it's just a long ride. That's all it boiled down to. By the time you figure it out,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Hey, look,
man.
So this is an interesting point, Mr. Ward. I'll bring this up to you like this. I'm one of those people that values time over money. That's just me. I'm a time person over a money person. And that's been noted. Like the people not to get into too much stuff here because I don't want to go too crazy with it, but the people at my work are absolutely like oblivious to it. I explain it to them and they're like, "Well, that makes sense, but I still would rather get my bag." I'm like, with a shit schedule, yeah, I'll chase a bag too. But if I got a good one, like I don't need them. I don't need your money. I need my time. I'm happier with time than I am with money. So, because here's the reality: when you're out of time, you're out of time. You're out of money, you can go get some more. You're out of time, you can't go get more.
True.
Like, it doesn't work that way. And that's just kind of how I feel about it. Yeah, it took me. Well, I mean, I didn't go to Orlando either. Last time I went was down to the Keys, so it set me back, a little over $100 to get down there. But still, that was
it's
that
about
was a
average. Like, to get from PA down to around that area, it's about 200.
good Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't. And see, I found a flight to PA for $83. So it's like, oh, I can be in Philly in like a couple hours, man. Just pick me up from the airport, but I'll be there. But
Yeah,
dude,
and it looks like, and it depends on where you're going to, where flights can be cheaper than driving down to certain events, which is
right.
crazy.
Well, yeah, go ahead and grab one of the other guests we had lined up for tonight,
Sure. We'll do that now.
because I'm not sure where our other announced guest is. When he pops in. We'll switch gears and go from there, and then we'll get into some of the local up and coming shows. Oh, by the way, while we're waiting on that, let's give a shout out to XWW. And we want to thank them for putting us on their platform. We greatly appreciate that. Being on Extreme TV
We're
Online.
On the Roku.
Yeah, we're live on Roku right now. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we're just two bums in indie wrestling on Roku TV. Ridiculous platforms. We're just two bums. Look,
I'm good.
I told you we're just two bums. See?
Man
and
down.
Then don't forget tomorrow night, XWW live at Lenny Boy Brewing. That is a free show. They've got food and drink specials. It is a TV taping casino night. Man, I can't wait for the next XWW show. We will talk more about that later on tonight, and then we'll actually be covering it as well. Next week we'll run through the whole card. Tonight I'll show you the card. But next week, we may throw some predictions at you for it. Just kind of see how it's going. Let's see here. Inserts the Leonardo DiCaprio clapping gif. Okay. Oh, was that? Are you clapping for him falling? Because I would have used the one from The Rock. Elliot and them had a show a week ago or last weekend as well. With Palmetto Championship Wrestling. Heard you guys did great. Heard you had a great crowd and all the matches were hot. So congratulations to all of you guys, your whole team over there, Elliot, Shane, and Jonathan. So congrats to you guys on that one. Let's see here. Man, I was trying to avoid talking about the shit show legacy so early in the show, but oh, appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yes. Yeah, man. It comes with the territory. So that's all there is. Also waiting on David Estacado to come back in here, but greatly appreciate you saying that, Elliot. Because I'm trying to figure out if I really want to get into the shit show controversy or if I want to let that ride to the end of the show, make everybody wait. Or not. I don't know. Trying to figure out what I want to do yet. Because the point of it, as written in here, said, what constitutes a shit show, right? So what do you think? David Estacado, I'm going to ask you. We're going to go ahead and...
I just had to leave for a little bit just so I could get the camera right and see if we can get our...
You're good. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to answer a question, though. Okay. What constitutes a shit show? When it comes to independent wrestling shows, what constitutes a shit show?
Damn. Right off the bat, huh? Starting hot.
Yeah, I figured the guests aren't here yet. I was gonna wait until later for them, but we'll go ahead and.
We got Ryan back today. Actually.
Oh, Ryan's here. Well, you know what? We can ask our guest what he thinks
that's
constitutes a shit show too. All right,
ladies and gentlemen, none other than the owner. He actually dropped some bombs here the last time he was here, and actually changed to FCW. So we're gonna let him in, Mr. Ryan Bracken. Welcome back.
Welcome, sir. How are you?
Looking jacked. All right, showing off.
Good, guys. How are you? How are you guys tonight?
Can't complain. We're hype, getting ready to go into some of these shows. One of your shows being one of the ones we'll be talking about tonight, actually.
That's good. That's always good to hear.
Dude, so I have a question for you because this is something that's come up.
Just started.
This is something that has come up as of late. There's been a lot of discussions on the interwebs the last couple of days. What constitutes a shit show when it comes to indie professional wrestling?
It don't take much.
Okay, well, lay it out there. What do you think?
Anybody with the last name Emerson that likes to be thrown over the top rope.
Well, I don't like to be thrown over the top rope, but my last name is Emerson.
Everybody knows who I'm talking about. Not wrong, Emerson. Untrained guys, people who absolutely have no business being in the ring whatsoever. And these people know who they are. If you have not had time in the ring, time in front of a legitimate school, not just some backyard, 2-bit, promoter that says, I'm going to train you. No, you go to a legitimate school, because you can tell, obviously, the first 20 minutes of that show, sound, that's another one. If you go in there and cracking and popping and you can't hear nothing when people are talking, when I understand not everybody has the money for it, but if you're going to do a legitimate belt and it looks like your belt has been put together with cardboard and Sharpies,
or mailbox letters.
Or it's a weightlifting belt. I've seen that.
Well, yeah, but when you look rookie and you look, second rate, you're going to get second rate results. And to me, that's a shit show. Music not hitting on cue. You're going to open up at 7 and 7:45, you still haven't opened up.
Oh no.
3 out of, if you got 6 matches and 3 or 4 people just refuse to come because you're just a shitty promoter.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that for me determines whether it's a shit show or not. When you have everybody on the card and nobody knows who you are. People are like, McDonald's closed down early tonight, so we'd rather go to the shit show than go hang out in the McDonald's parking lot like we normally do. That must be a country thing, because y'all both looking a little crazy right now.
No, it is. No, we did it. We even did it up in Southern Maryland, man. We used to go to. It was at that time. Damn it, I can't think. It wasn't a Giant. It was one of those other name like that. Grocery stores had shut down, so we used to go out into the parking lot. A couple of us had pickup trucks, and the rest of us had cars. We would haul our own skateboarding ramps, rails, whatever, we'd set the whole parking lot up and just park our cars outside of it. Dude, there was 2 drive-throughs and a carry-out place. Most of the time, people would just go get their stuff and then go park and watch us. And we're talking 2 and 3 in the morning, still out there. That's not a country thing.
You're in the country when you go to the hospital and the 2 guys that come in after you get put in front of you because they got kicked by cows for cow tip.
That's
king. That's where I live.
Gotcha. Now, Jimmy Ward has chimed in. He said shit show is untrained talent, clueless talent on storytelling, angles, etc. Bad booking, half-assed equipment. I agree with that. Now, he did say this. He said, watch the backyard comments, and I'm going to show you why Jimmy Ward said this. I'm going to show you why. Because this is Jimmy Ward's backyard. That's his backyard.
Well,
That's
you know,
a nice
that's
backyard, though.
that's backyard like that is not the same as like, you had to mow the grass in order to put the ring up that day.
Yeah, to set the mattresses down on the ground. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You done got some 4x4s using post hole diggers that day. Grandma's mattress is hanging out in the backyard. So yeah, that's the backyard I'm talking about.
I thought they were using clotheslines for ring ropes. And
Well,
I
we've
don't mean
upgraded.
clotheslines. We've
upgraded a little bit.
ones they hang on.
Yeah, t-shirts still hanging from them.
Right. Yeah. No, that's your tag rope. That's your tag rope.
You have to rewrite the card or rewrite, hey, wrestling here on a piece of cardboard outside the venue.
Yeah, you got the women out front of your house with no teeth and crop tops hanging with the signs. Woo! Stop here, wrestling.
Now, I'm not going to say I haven't worked a shit show or two in my day, because I have, and my day ain't real long. But you mentioned, the speaker system didn't work or started crackling, and I'm like, yeah, well, that only matters when you have a bunch of people or it's a wide open space. Because what I ended up doing when the speaker system failed out with me, I just went and sat with the crowd and told all 7 people what was going on.
So, guys, let me tell you what's about to happen.
So, the following contest, look, this is this guy and this is this guy. We good. I just took the card and went like this. I just set the card down like, yep, here you go.
Y'all pass it around. Give it back to me when you get done looking at it.
Oh, Elliot Popston has chimed in. He said, crap show, untrained talent, no storytelling, poor advertising, bad graphics, poor equipment, and the list goes on. Now, I will say one thing. I've worked a couple of shows where the ring was abysmal, but the matches still were fine. You know what I'm saying? So that I've been there and done that. That doesn't faze me. I've seen rings that are 30 and 40 years old still in usage. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I've also been to shows in the last 3 months where there was more blood stains on the canvas than there was canvas. And,
that sounds like you were in Georgia to me. But I mean,
well, but there comes a point where get another canvas. Not everybody wants to be walling around in your blood.
Get a black canvas and then you can't see it.
Yeah, that too. Or I know people who get red canvases just for matches with color in them. But that's neither here nor there.
We don't have to worry about that in South Carolina because you can't bleed here.
Yeah, true.
Well,
North Carolina, they west.
Yeah, you go for it. They bleed as they're walking through the curtain sometimes.
Yeah.
Actually, we have another guest. Actually, I'll talk about that later. But they might have a word here on what's going on here.
We'll ask him.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, the innovator of bitch style wrestling, Glamour Boy Khan.
Oh man.
Hello.
How are you, Khan?
How are you guys doing?
What's up? So here's what we've been talking about, Con, is shit shows. What constitutes a shit show when it comes to you? I love your reaction already. I already like this guy. I don't know him from Adam.
Well, first
you're gonna find out soon.
A shit show, first, if the ring is just has blood stains all over it, that's one thing. I probably won't be bumping at all if it has blood all over it. Secondly, the PA system where the mics don't work and the music, you can't hear your entrance music. And then also if the main eventer has a beer belly and it's not JD Drake, then it's a shit show.
Drake is fun to work with.
I love JD Drake. He's the only one I will accept.
Okay. Gotcha. Dude, because see, we were just talking about it, and then the shit show conversation has been on the rise the last couple of days. And if you follow if you follow me on social media, you'll probably see why, because it's been a shitstorm. Needless to say, there was a poster shared. It was, "Oh, you're wanted, all right, wanted by the commission," because we have state athletics commission here in South Carolina. Right. And it just turned into a whole thing. But it's funny because you can defend shit as much as you want. You really can. Number one, you're going to be hard pressed to find me at a show where I don't like most of the talent because, or I don't know them. If I know that somebody on there is a pedo, I'm probably not interested really in taking that booking. I don't like, there's this thing called guilty by association, and I don't even like being around shit like that. So I'm picky enough to where I can say, you know what, I really don't have an interest in being here, so it's not worth it. Or I'll run the number way up and be like, yeah, I'll work your show. Here's my price tag. Not here where it normally, but here's my price tag. Yeah, I've done that before. I've been using it is what it is.
Quality over quantity.
Yes, I am a quality over quantity person. 2023, I burned the bridges, blew them up, and I'm not rebuilding shit. I don't care. So last year I worked way too many shows. To the person that just sent me a direct message, I will share that later in the show. I'm not doing that now because it has absolutely nothing to do with anything else we're talking about, but it's freaking hilarious, so I have to use it later.
I'm glad you're here, both of you. Ryan, you changed, you kind of did some re-imaging here or repackaging of the product here, and you're gonna, I think this is your first show coming up this weekend as with the rebranding.
We kind of tied it into the first show, Wrestle War, but it's official. The 29th, we are going to be FWA 100%.
Fantastic. So shameless plug here. I'm glad Glamour Boy Colin here has been taking a lot more bookings. I know he's been on America Lucha a couple times. Great talent. Just letting you know, you may want to pick him up now.
He's on my radar very soon.
Fantastic.
Extremely soon. Probably sooner than he realizes.
I told you I got you, Colin. Now I also got you a book deal, but we'll talk about that later.
Yes, the book.
A book. Okay, so it's not a booking; it's a book deal. Okay,
and a booking. See, double the books. That's how I work.
I mean, as long as we're not cooking the books, we're okay.
No, but check. Hey, that's a good idea. A David cookbook. Y'all be seeing my food. I'll be sharing what I've been cooking.
I don't mean that. I don't mean cook books. I mean cooking the books. That's a different story. That was actually the joke I made here in South Carolina, y'all. With the athletics commission, what you got to do is you got to give them a gate total, and then pay them their cut of the gate. The shit show that I was talking about, I said that asshole is so shady, they will likely pay more to the commission just to make their gate seem bigger, even though they wasn't there. That's how shady these people are.
So the math isn't math right.
The math isn't math.
Oh, believe me, that's what they would do just to make their show seem bigger. They would pay a higher gate fee, even though there was 10 people there, but they're going to pay for 50.
That's their stupidity.
100%. Well, it's their stupidity for running a show anyway, but that's, neither here nor there. You can't save everybody.
Yeah. No. Some people are born into stupidity, other people earn it.
This is true. Other people have it knocked into them.
Darwinian awards. So let's talk about this upcoming show. Con, as a guest, I would like to get some of your input. Ron and I kind of get a little into a breakdown on our predictions. Is that cool with you, Ron? Where we can get into that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Well, let's start with Gallo's show. He sent me a message and said, "Hey, man, shameless plug for Aftershock 2."
Yes, I sent that to you. I think.
Okay.
Yes.
Just go ahead and, for people who have not seen the flyer, it is at 601 West 3rd Street in Wendell, North Carolina. Doors open at 6:30. Bell time's at 7. Main event is J.R. Miller versus Nathan Crawlstead.
Yes.
Secondary is
Zenith in on that because they've been on a roll lately, just kind of going back and forth, kind of really being the powerhouses that they are. I mean, Benny, that Be Nasty, I guess knows what he's doing. If Zenith's been able to collect all the belts there and defend them easily. Let's see.
Well, I think the belts need to be around Benny's waist.
Oh,
Personally.
When did you send me this flyer?
I think I may have sent it from another account. 1 second. I got to the flyer. 1 moment. Here we go. Actually, here. I got you, Ron.
You got it? Or are you going to send it?
I'm going to send it.
Okay. I'll grab it as soon as it gets here. Sorry about that. I went through
you're
the
good.
notes and didn't see it. Aha.
While they're waiting, hey, Con,
Mhm.
You were cheated last Saturday. AIWF scramble match, that should have been yours. Just so you know.
I agree. I even posted about it. Said that he was going to come in, clean house, show up, show out, and he was raw. You know why? Because I wasn't there. I should have been there, and I'm sorry. That's on me. I dropped it.
I was there, and he was still screwed.
There were absolutely too many people in the ring at one time. I was playing hide and seek, picking my spots. Then they send some little mouse through, some mice coming through. It was a bunch of shenanigans, but it's okay. Next time, I'll be back. I think May 6th, I'll be back up there. Mm-hmm.
It's good to know. Put that on the calendar, ladies and gentlemen.
There's that one.
That is going to be one of the.
That's going to be a bruiser of a match.
Yeah.
That match, O'Shea and TDT, that's going to be one that I'm not sure the ring can hold.
Dude, I've worked around TDT before, and I'm going to tell you one thing. That cat is serious. I saw him and Madman Fulton from Impact Wrestling. Dude, TDT is for real. That dude.
And there's no business in that man being 350 pounds as fast as he is.
No.
The guy can move. He has the agility. He has the technique. And may I say, probably the best frog splash in the business.
When
he gets that airtime.
When he told me his weight, because I was his ring announcer, I was like, fucking where? He said he was like 350. I'm like, where, dude? He ain't that big. Damn. I mean, he's a large cat, but I didn't think 350 pounds. And then this other one, I have worked around Nathan Cross for a very long time. I've watched this kid for over a year and a half, and he is for real. So
that may be the one J.R. Miller gets his feelings hurt on.
Gotcha.
Ooh.
And this is
my opinion.
This is the Wendell Community Center.
Yeah. Can't discard Zenith though. He's got the entire Zenith in his corner. J.R. Miller.
He sure does.
We know Caitlin runs it, so.
And she's been on a roll too, just on a powerhouse. Like looks like Benny's been collecting these members, like he's trying to get like a Pokemon themed team here. He has powerhouses. You know what I mean? Like he has straight up powerhouses.
He saw mill tickets and he knew who to put with who.
I'll give him that.
It always seems to go that way though, because I mean, if you look at a lot of the managers in the region, I mean the Derek Vanderfords and people like that, they always grab onto who they think is going to be the next big thing. Which, if they're the next big thing, do they really need that? that manager like that.
Exactly.
What they need. Well, as somebody who dabbles in consultation, what a talent needs is somebody just to manage the behind the scenes stuff. Like, for example, Glamour Boy Khan. He doesn't need to sully his hands in the behind the scenes, the contracts, the book dealings. He needed to do what Glamour Boy Khan do, and that's look pretty, kick ass, and sell tickets. I'll handle everything else. That's how it works. A good manager knows how to manage their talent, not only for bookings.
Yeah, the other stuff is too confusing for me. I'm just here to look pretty and, like he said, kick people's asses.
So, and I understand that to an extent because a lot of times I'll be approached by somebody or a group of people and they don't want to be bothered. So therefore I handle the in-between stuff. No big deal. I don't mind that. However, I mean, when you've got somebody who's out there hands-on, so on and so forth, or the manager's cutting the promo for the talent, it's like, hold on. Are you a mute? Can you not talk? Or are you generic and not able to produce something? What's the difference here?
Yep, I agree 100%.
The difference is, for me in general, this is speaking on my behalf. Khan can talk. Khan has the looks. Khan has the mouth. He does great promos himself. But there's something when you look at a diamond, you can refine that diamond. You know what I mean? Like there's certain things that you can add on. It just becomes a work of art. You can do all that and wear your pleather vests and your gas station sunglasses and all that, but that doesn't make you a manager.
All right. I'm going to play devil's advocate. I'm going to play devil's advocate on this one, David, because if you tell me that the Mona Lisa needs a manager, a work of art like that needs a manager, then A, you're short selling the work of art that is already. You picking up what I'm putting down?
Picking up what you're putting, but you can also, and sometimes the Mona Lisa, well, not all works of art, but sometimes works of art get shared from one museum to another, and you need a middleman to make sure that painting is taken care of and protected. From
now that one I like.
Museum to another.
Now that
so if I'm going to have my work of art go to foreign promotion to another, I want to make sure they get there, they get shown off, and the money gets paid to see that work of art.
And then sometimes, because I used to manage, I guess, but I wasn't really always there to be a mouthpiece. I was more so kind of used to be more of like a second, just a part of their entourage or their, so to speak, ballet. So it wasn't necessarily so much of a detractor where they needed a manager. It was more so just to enhance their presentation.
Exactly.
When it came to me, because I just have a certain kind of look. And then I realized I was the next biggest thing. So I just decided to start managing myself. And now I've got some help from Davin right here. So I'm looking forward.
David, he'll get it right. It's David, but we'll get it.
Listen, don't make me learn your name, all right? It's just too much. I told you I don't do all that stuff. You handle that. You can learn your own name. I don't have to.
Yeah.
You're going to get fired before you get hired.
Man, sitting over here correcting your client, like, damn.
This has been too much.
Listen. You encourage in public, you coach in private.
True.
That's 101. That's textbook right there. Okay. Don't worry, guys. I'll get him straight. I'll get him straight before showtime.
Good luck.
Yeah. Oh, man.
You said you have a full-time job. Now you have 2 full-time jobs.
Man, look. Late last year, I was putting in 21 hours a day when it came to regular life, wrestling, and regular job and family. So it was nonstop. I was nonstop for the longest time. Recently, I started getting, a little bit more sleep, so I'm happier there. But I've also switched off how I'm doing bookings as I mentioned earlier, quality over quantity.
Quantity.
So
True.
I don't have to work as hard anymore. It's a lot easier now. But-
That's true.
Dude, so this show you said is at Waddell?
Wendell.
Wendell. Thank you. Community Center. Okay, and that's
You're
Wendell,
thinking
North
of the high
Carolina.
school from Greece. We're not watching Greece.
Bro, you pulled that reference and I didn't think about it. So I'm getting ready to look this up and see how far away this is. And the 22nd, what is that? Today's Thursday, so that's Saturday.
This Saturday.
Okay.
Yep.
There we go.
And then, what else? I think those are the only few matches I think that have been.
Well,
for that.
then they have Bobby Wasabi versus Alex Evans. They announced that match. That's gonna be a good one.
That's
My money's on Bobby. Look, Alex is a fierce competitor. He has that anger issue. But Bobby Wasabi, when that man hits, he hits hard. And trust me, I know.
When he kicks you in your teeth, you know about it.
Yeah, you could taste the hatred behind it, or literally.
And then Duke O'Connor has an open challenge that night.
Oh, good old Dookie having a challenge out there. Who do you think? Well, that could be anybody.
That could be. I mean, it don't even have to be ALW. I've actually heard several names from all over North and South Carolina that may be fighting to get out of the curtains first on that one.
Ooh.
That's gonna be a challenge. But Duke is a big guy, and he's a powerhouse.
Yeah, he is.
Like, they don't call him the Duke of Carnage for nothing, or the Bulldozer. I call him the Duke of Carnage. But still, like, I mean, the guy, once he has you in his sights, he's there and going in for the kill, quick, fast, in a hurry. That small package bomb is devastating, and that's
absolutely
got to be looking.
You don't want to meet Duke in the ring or in a back alley either way.
No, not at all. No.
I was looking on the map to see where this place was, and now I know. I went to a wedding out this way somewhere, but I can't remember where.
Was it a shotgun wedding?
No, it was not. It might have been. It might have been Lewisburg that I went to a wedding in. Maybe. I got a bad memory. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Get them straight. Damn right, Greg.
Is there a college out that way? What's the name of that big college out there? No, never mind. I'm asking you about college. My bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wow.
I had to.
In Stokes County, when you get your calculator out, that means you've taken your shoes off. You wiggle your toes to count past 10.
Oh man, there you go. That sounds about par for the course. Now,
Yeah.
there's a huge farm out there. I'd have to look it up and get back with you, but I'm not going to do that now because, quite frankly, I don't want to. But yeah, I've been out that way. That's a good clip up 85 from here, but it's still that's a worthwhile. You got a worthwhile show coming up. You've got Aftershock being done. You've got like I said, Nathan Cross. I know he's serious, and TDT as well. So that's
if you're in the area, anybody's in the area to go see Aftershock 2. JN Gallo puts on some of the best shows in the Southeast, period.
Agreed.
You never know what you're going to get with him. And when he is one of the best storytellers as a promoter that there is, period. He will have you white knuckling your seat all night long, and he always puts on the best shows.
The crowd is always crazy. They're always so into it. They're always hot when it comes to ALW.
Yep.
And I totally agree. Like the one thing I like about him is like he's always passionate about those boys putting on those stories and make sure they get to it.
Absolutely.
Big advocate of the talent. But yeah, ALW,
and he's willing to give people a chance.
Yeah,
he's willing to give young talent that nobody else wants to deal with he gives him a chance. And if I heard him correct, now you don't quote me on this, he has more AEW Dark people come out of his back when he was in the Lucha Dome in Burlington than any other company in the United States.
Damn.
He has that credit to his name and his company.
I missed the Lucha Dome. It was nice.
Yeah. Lucha Dome's a good place, man. There was some classic wars in that place.
Oh yeah, and it was like so many talents from so many different promotions would come out, and even far out from the Nightmare Factory come down just to be at the Lucha Dome. Yeah, it was like a cornucopia of different wrestling shows coming together for America Lucha, and they still coming out.
Oh yeah, and right now he's got people that were in AEW, been champions in right now, like AJ Kazana came out and was part of Gallows stuff years ago before he got big, and now look at AJ Kazana, tag team champions for the NWA.
Right.
Who else can say something like that? I can't. Not yet.
Right.
You're getting there. You're working on it.
Yes, so it's only my second show. I mean, I can't have WWE champions, quite yet. Maybe when I get Khan in here, we'll shoot him straight to the top.
I can see that.
See, I just when you got gold, you just need to know how to use it.
Oh, that's a hell of a point. Some people don't quite get what they have until they see it get utilized properly in other places.
Absolutely. I agree with that 100%.
So true.
Because I have personally seen talent get just railroaded everywhere they go until they're finally given that opportunity to show what they're about.
Oh, look at that. We love Khan all the way over here. Oh, this. Look at that. Khan already getting love in the comments.
That's my wife.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh. Oh man. But you've got
no, you're absolutely right. And you've been witness to that with some of the circles that you run in where the talent was not being utilized, they were actually being taken advantage of, and since moving on, they have just elevated.
By and large, when you got a talent who will cut promos on their own, whether they're for a show or just for them, and make it look like $1 million, that's a whole lot better way to go about it. I mean, let's see here.
But then you also get the talent that think they're too good to do a promo, that their face being on the poster or just being associated with the show's enough.
True.
Just because your name got put on the flyer or your face is on the flyer, that don't mean squat. That doesn't tell me that you're going to bring anybody to the show that day.
You got to promote. Get that poster.
Absolutely.
Talk trash.
I don't mind doing that.
Promos are fun anyway.
Yes.
I enjoy doing it.
Promos.
It's like mini movies, really. That's what it is.
Yes. It's also an art. I'm not the biggest fan of guys just cutting them, in the parking lot at work in their work clothes. But at the same time, it's better than nothing.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Absolutely.
It is better than nothing. Now, promos from the gym. There you go. Those hit pretty good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Promos from a desk, look like it's an office and it's an official statement of I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Those are good too.
I like those.
Yeah.
I watched the one coming out of the McDonald's parking lot the other day. He was actually taking the food to the drive-thru, cutting his promo at the same time. It was different. I'd never seen it, so I wasn't going to put it down. It was different.
I'll give him credit for that. I like this one where the guy is like, "Oh, I've got paperwork for you for your next matchup. See, this is an accidental death and dismemberment form. It's from your insurance company. Here, be sure you have this ready before you get in the ring with me." Money,
Yeah,
that's good shit. Khan's out here like, what? Yeah.
You know, I just set up a nice little camera. You know, I get my wine and then I talk about my opponent. Oh, in my nice little lounge over here. So no death. No. What is that? And
Well, I
paperwork?
said accidental death and dismemberment.
No,
You
Hey,
know,
no
insurance goes a long way. And if you need insurance, call me.
Lloyd's of
And you never
London.
know what happens in and out of the ring. Something might happen. You might need some insurance,
No
or better
insurance?
yet, yeah, or better yet, asset protection. That belt is an asset. You need to protect it. You want some protection, or better yet, your champion needs some protection because of said asset. I can help you. Shameless plug.
I still say one of the most protected people out there is going to be old Double A himself, you know, because he's got that Glock thing on him, you know.
Ah, love
That
it.
that
I
still
love
kills
that.
me. It still kills me.
Let's see. What else is going on this Saturday? I think I sent you some stuff earlier in the week. You
The
said
stuff
you
you
have
sent me earlier in the week was not pertaining to us.
Ah,
We had a discussion about that.
correct.
There are shows we work and there's shows we support. There's a difference.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Ryan, you said you're part of the. When's you say your next show is going to be in May,
No, April 29th.
April 29th. Okay.
Yep, next Saturday.
All right. So you have America Lucha. Then next Saturday we have your show.
FWA next Saturday. Redemption.
And Con, what is your next show? You said you have. You're going back to AIWF for some redemption. See what I did there?
Yeah. But this Saturday, I will be in the downtown Raleigh at Rebus Coffee Shop. And my opponent is Sideshow Phil. Now, I wrestled him a couple weeks ago, and I had a rash afterward. So I'm going to try to cover myself up. He can be the Sideshow Phil. That's fine. I'm the main show Phil. You know what I mean. And
Check, please.
Yeah.
You
Check, please.
broke Ron. I appreciate
I'm
that.
Damn.
David says, Con, we need you on more often.
Oh, Jesus.
I loved it. You
I
broke
mean-
Ron. That's fantastic.
like I'm normally not stuffed, man. You got me. So golf clap to you. Golf clap to you, sir. I
stating
appreciate it.
that, you know, there are lies, there's fiction, and then there are facts, and that was facts.
Right on. Damn. Sideshow Phil. I mean, well, I guess Sideshow Bob was trademarked. So that makes sense. Is his hair all fucked up too?
Yes, he smells like mildew, and he's literally announced from being from the back of a Food Lion. I mean, at least live in the back of a Publix or a Wegmans. Why a Food Lion? Gee.
Can't
Or at
get
least-
Trader Joe's down
Trader-
here. Damn it.
True.
Anyway.
Do
I
you
have
have
to face him again.
Who's that for?
That is Gouge Wrestling. Gimmicks only underground something else.
I know that is headed by the one and only, depending on who you're asking. He's either the happy or the evil Count Grog himself. He's known for his shenanigans in the ring himself.
Yeah.
Has a long history, actually. He has his own Wikipedia page, actually.
Actually, I do have the flyer for that one as well. 1 second. See, I didn't know that's why you sent me this flyer.
Ah,
That's why I didn't download it. I don't just add everything you send me because this thing would be full and we'd have no organization. There's
we'll
your
have
flyer.
3 hours.
And that's
worth-
the one I used because I know this referee, and I'm not 100% certain. Damn it, that's not shit. That ain't Lazarus Black right there, is it?
No.
No. Okay.
I forget. I forget the poor kid's name.
Not the dude
Isn't
getting
that what-
choked by the rope.
Isn't that one half of Dos Primo?
Those legit.
Dos Legit? Yeah.
No.
Phoenix Cross.
Yeah.
Where? On the ground?
On the ground, getting choked.
Yeah, that could be Phoenix Cross. I meant the guy choking him. Looked kind of like Lazarus from here.
No, it's not. We love Lazarus though.
Lazarus is good people.
Mm-hmm.
Lazarus Black and his tag team partner Ryan Manis were they were like my first main interview, I think, my first talent interview. We sat out back of my house. I had already been drinking. I had sobered up when they got here and got drunk again with them. For 3 hours, we sat out back drinking and smoking cigars and had like an interview that lasted that long, and it had like 2,000 watches almost instant. I still think it's one of the highest rated videos I've got. It's ridiculous. But that was also, that was way back when Ryan was back doing the free hugs thing. So that's years ago. He was, Ryan has lost over half of that weight, man. Ryan's
Oh yeah,
that's
it's crazy. It's crazy how much weight that man has lost.
Yep. It's
and
insane.
a promo, that's he ought to teach promo classes.
I have said it before and I'll say it again. I saw him do a promo for a show he wasn't even at, and it was killer. He used music from the Boondock Saints, so it automatically hit me right into good feels. I mean, you can see my name, right? Like, I loved it. It had that in there, and he just laid all kinds of good shit out. I was like, dude, I love that promo. I thought it was so cool. And our next guest has also arrived. Gentlemen, is there anything else we need to talk about or plug before we switch gears into hour number 2 of the show?
April 29th, Redemption, King, North Carolina. Anybody, come out. We have a blockbuster main event that night. Also, last thing I've got to say, July 22nd, we are going to be in Burlington, co-promoting with ALW that night. I'm not going to say nothing else about it. Just know this. We've already been asked, are you sure that the fire marshal won't show up to start kicking people out? That's how many people are expected to be there that night.
Wow.
That card is stacked. And we have people coming from all over the country at this card. But
so in July, we'll go ahead and put a pin on this. In July,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to have a little soiree on here, and we'll lay out the card. Any talent you want to bring on, we'll hook it up.
Yeah, that might be one you have to pay because the people that are coming don't talk for free.
Oh, no, that's up to you. We're helping you advertise. There's a difference.
That's one that I've already. The bill for that card is crazy already.
Gotcha.
And it ain't even fully put together yet. But the 22nd, y'all keep your eyes out for that date. That is going to be a bombshell of a card.
Will do.
Well, we'll definitely stay in touch. We can talk about that show in future shows. Get you on here. Con, anything else you want to plug?
Good luck this weekend.
Follow me on the Twitter at Con O'Kelly and follow me on the Instagram at GlamourBoyCon. That's it.
Right on. Take it easy, guys. Be safe this weekend. Good luck with your shows coming up, and we will catch you guys next time.
And we'll stay in touch. No, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Dude, I'm telling you what. All right, so Con's hilarious, and the fact that he got me to trip up is nothing short of extraordinary. That doesn't happen often.
No, it does not.
Then we're gonna have to wait to see how this one pans out here in just a minute. Not sure which one of these is gonna work.
Well, the one that's not connected. There we go. All right.
That one. And of course, Ryan, laying out, dropping a couple secrets here. We got something big coming in July. That's going to be cool. We'll find out more about that as we get closer. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to speak with Mr. Jayson Maples. So welcome him to the show from Heroes and Legends. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you, man?
It's another day in paradise.
Right?
Yep. So welcome to the show and happy birthday to you.
Yes,
Thank you. And I want to start by saying I apologize. I unbelievably missed the start of it. My kids were like, "Hey, Dad, can we go watch Mario Brothers in 3D?" And I wasn't even thinking. And so we were sitting there and the end credits were rolling and I saw the invite to the deal. And I am so sorry for leaving you guys hanging.
You're good.
No.
We had other guests lined up and they jumped early, so we were able to shuffle things around.
Actually, worked out right on time. Actually, worked out pretty good.
And I can only imagine how cool Mario was in 3D. I saw it in regular definition. So
it was cool. So we went and saw it twice in regular, and so now this was a three-peat for me.
Oh,
yeah,
it was good.
I can't tell you a movie that I would go see more than once in theaters, in all honesty.
Have you gone to see Dungeons and Dragons?
I have no interest in that movie, unfortunately.
That's my next one.
Oh, do I need to hit this thing here that says Enter Studio?
Yeah, well, that'll bring you up on video if you want to be on camera. Then we can do it that way.
Cool. Am I echoing?
Good. No, I removed the other one. So what I'll do is I'll watch this. Bloop. Now it shouldn't echo.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Oh yeah, much clearer.
Cool.
I like movies. I love going to the movies, especially. I mean, I took my daughter to her first horror film. We took her to see the Scream 6. She enjoyed it. And I still can't think of movies I would go see more than once in theaters. That's just me.
Yeah. I think I remember when I was a kid. I mean, I'm old, turned 53 today, but in 1977, I went and saw Star Wars probably 15 times with my older brother, and I still watch it, man. I like that. That and Goonies.
I mean,
Goonies is great.
I'll rewatch movies here at the house, but that's here at the house, I'll watch Jaws. If it's on TV and I'm flipping through, I don't care where it's at in the movie.
That's a classic.
I'm like that with Shawshank Redemption.
That's another one. Same.
But you know what was playing at the movies tonight?
What's
the 30th anniversary of The Big Lebowski.
Oh wow!
It's like in theaters again. That's pretty cool.
That movie is 30 years old.
Yes. They're actually doing or they may have already done it. In Atlanta, they were doing a thing with Diamond Dallas Page, and they were going to do Ready to Rumble and then have a Q&A after the movie.
I saw that. So, oddly enough, we're doing a thing here in Pigeon Forge. I signed a deal with a local theater here. It's called the Forge Cinemas. If you're familiar with the area, Paula Dean has a place called the Lumberjack Square, and there's a cinema there. It's like $5 a seat, for regular first run movies all the time. But we're going to do a series called Movies and Me, and I'll be bringing in guest celebrities on a regular basis. They'll watch a movie with the celebrity, kind of like what DDP's doing. And, they watch the movie and then there's a Q&A. It'll either be before or after. But I think that's a very cool thing. And we kind of kicking off the whole deal with the George Foreman movie that's coming out. George isn't going to be here because we've thought about that later, and then he wasn't available. But we're going to start doing that probably twice a month with a celebrity and bring them in to watch a movie. I think it'll be a really cool thing.
As a fellow cinephile, I think that's freaking amazing.
What's that?
As a fellow cinephile, that's freaking amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Amazing. Actually, Bruce Campbell's going to be in PA for a bit.
That would be cool. I've thought it would be cool to bring in David Arquette and watch, Scream or Ready to Rumble or whatever.
If you bring David Arquette and you're gonna play the original Scream, I'm coming. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm coming to Pigeon Forge just for that. I'm bringing my daughter.
Yeah,
She'll
I
love
know
it.
there's a lot of loopholey things that you have to do. You got to pay a certain amount for the licensing to bring that film in for a one night only. The people that do the George Foreman movie, that movie's already out, but it didn't have to jump through those hoops. But if you're going to do a special movie, either A, you have to bring in your own Blu-ray or whatever, or B, you have to license it for a one night performance or something, and you got to pay the directors and all those people. They're just desserts, which I'm okay. I mean, I'm okay with it. If we're gonna do something like that,
Yeah, I mean, and then if you end up doing it with the Boondock Saints, you just let me know on that one too, because I'll be there in a heartbeat.
that would be cool. I'm certain that Norman Reedus is way out of the ballpark for any movie theater is not going to have enough seats to do that. So you'd have to.
Not with him, but maybe the other one.
Yeah, for sure.
Sean Patrick Flannery.
Yeah, absolutely.
True.
Norman Reedus, man, he was. I always thought that they were solid actors anyway, but then when he did The Walking Dead, it blew his stock way up.
Man, bro,
Fantastic.
I'll
save it for another time, but I've seen figures, and there's just no way.
Right.
I mean, it has to totally be a huge, San Diego Comic Con or something. It's got to be a big event to carry somebody like that.
Right. I'm kind of surprised you're not going to see more popping one dead man shows popping up with Taker nowadays. I mean, they're popping up, randomly whenever there's a big event with WWE, but I'm surprised it's not a bigger tour with him. Really?
I talked with Papa Shango or Godfather. I had him over in Kentucky at an event, or I didn't have him there, but I facilitated him coming into an event, and him and I talked about that Taker one-man show. And I think probably that will take off a little bit better, and there'll be he's done 3 or 4 of them now. Is that accurate?
Something like that.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I think you'll see some more of that. Probably around. I wouldn't be surprised at the larger pay-per-views for WWE if he's there that same weekend. Doing something during the same weekend as a large WWE event.
That will sell out. I think the last
he did it. He did it at Mania. I think.
I'm pretty sure of it.
Yeah.
I think he's got one booked for London when they go over for, was it Money in the Bank or whatever happening over
Perhaps.
there.
And I think he was at a convention that I was at a year or so ago. I was I would love to, but it was packed. It was absolutely packed. Redheaded Witch saying, "Happy birthday, Jason."
What's that?
We have someone in the comments wishing you a happy birthday.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yep.
Is Majestic Marie.
Yep, Majestic Marie chimed in. She's one of the other admins here on the Real Wrestling Community. Also another podcaster in the Georgia area.
Awesome.
She runs. They run Peaches and Power Bombs. It's a fun show. It's a fun show.
That sounds like a fun show.
They are. They're way more mild mannered than I am. So
okay.
They have a great show.
And they're in Georgia?
Yeah, they're out of Georgia, man.
Of course, Peaches. That's fantastic.
Right.
Georgia Peaches.
It works. It works.
It's her and her partner Alora. They run that one together.
Awesome.
Yep, they have a good show, and we bring them on. We do a roundtable where we invite podcasters from the region or even around the world, because occasionally we get a buddy of ours over in Europe to join us, and it's all of us, and we talk about one specific topic or 5 or 6 questions, and we kind of just, that's the whole show, is just us BSing about wrestling. So,
I've found many times when I get around other people, when you hang out with like-minded people and,
Right.
and people that like wrestling, like, dude, you get lost in conversation, and before you know it, you're like, oh my God, like 3 hours, what happened?
That happened to us. I interviewed you for the last show that you had for last year, and we talked on the podcast for a bit, and it was like a 3 hour altogether. We talked for like 3 hours.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Wrestling, life. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I some of my best memories, man, like doing road shows. Back in the day, we would haul the ring in the trailer, and I'd have like a 10 or 12 passenger van, or we'd go do a show with 10 or 12 of us and make a run, 6-7 hour hustle, and just we'd be talking about wrestling the whole time, or even just the smaller shows. Sometimes road stories are just the best.
Right. And it seems to be the best way for us when when I'm on the road as well. It's the same thing. Local talent arrive with me wherever we're going, and we'll book the territory, suppose, as it were. But so, Heroes and Legends Con. This is the 19th one of these.
Yep.
It is number 19. I've been doing these 2 times a year since 2012. Kind of went big or go. When I did the first one, we had run every Saturday for 13 years. And I don't want to call it being burned out, but I saw some conventions on the East Coast, and I thought, man, I could do one of these. And then after I did the first one, I was hooked. And then, by not doing that every Saturday night, it gives you a little bit more of a life to do things that and then still do the big conventions. But that first one, oh my gosh, if you go back on the website, heroesandlegendswrestling.com, shameless plug, you'll be able to see who we had on that one. I mean, Bret Hart, Ted DiBiase, Jimmy Snuka, Demolition, Coco, Hacksaw, my God, Ron Simmons. I mean, it was just loaded, and we had like 2,500 people at the show. It was phenomenal, and I thought, man, this is it. I want to keep doing this, and it just took off. And so, number 19 on May the 13th, coming up here right around the corner, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, at the Smoky Mountain Convention Center. Pretty excited about it. You guys are coming, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I've already put in my order for shirts to be ready.
Okay.
And I've got to order a tablecloth. I was working on that earlier today. I'm getting ready to order that. I found a place that does what looks to be some pretty good work, and 450 orders less than a year in business. They seem to be doing something right. So
there you go.
Well, I'm not going to plug them here yet.
Right.
Not yet. But I want to see the quality of the product, and then we'll go from there.
For sure.
I just put in.
Did you see we've added a few people like recently?
Yes, I've been following along on the site, but it runs so much. There's so much changing on it all the time.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's like, do you?
Yeah. So we just added Abdullah the Butcher.
I saw that.
And then today, I haven't even announced it yet. We could do that right now. We've got 2 more guests coming in.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, that's.
Well, I was waiting for you to say hit me.
Hit that
send
bomb,
it.
drop it.
The juice is loose, and Juventud Guerrero will be here. Hoovie's going to come in during the Fan Fest. And also, if you've been to Vegas, you've seen this guy a lot. He's on shows out there in Vegas, and he is a Michael Jackson impersonator wrestler, Santana Jackson.
Santana Jackson.
Are you guys familiar with Santana?
Yeah.
I have. I've seen the video.
YouTube this guy. Yeah, he's great.
I've seen the videos.
He does the moonwalk DDT, but he's going to be here, and we got him moonlighting at one of the dinner shows, while he's in town. So, you can come and meet him at Heroes and Legends, and then you can go watch him do his thing on stage as well. I'm pretty excited about that.
Wow.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I remember seeing Abdullah the Butcher get announced, and I was trying to get all that stuff pulled up while we were sitting here on air.
Sorry, had a person try to call me.
You're good.
You're good. We're excited. We can't wait.
Now I lost my mic. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, we can hear you. There we go.
You got a stack card.
Can you still hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there we go.
You got a stack card going here for you. You also, of course, you have the Heroes and Legends talent coming in. It's going to be a wild night, and you just keep adding stuff. You sure not just going to add another day?
Yeah, I'm trying to turn up my volume, guys. I lost volume. Let me try to figure this out.
You might have hit the mute button. When you're on a mobile device, I believe one of those buttons is for your speaker. That's for the microphone part, not that one. The other one. All right. That's there. All right, now you're unmuted. So there's that.
Yep.
And you can hear us.
And I'm hitting more. That didn't work. Settings. Audio. No, that's.
Well, while he's trying to figure out the technical difficulties, I'm looking at this poster, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab this one. That way, we can kind of go over it here.
So you can put it up on the screen?
I've got to download it, Jack. Look.
Right.
Hey, listen to me. Listen to me.
Hey, I was just making sure you had it. That's all.
All right.
Sorry about that, guys.
You're good to go. So don't rush me. I'm not Russian. I'm Italian. So no, that doesn't work. So that's that. Then, so what I was saying is I went and downloaded one of the latest pictures that he's put up. So that way we had, the most up-to-date and current information. I'm looking here and it's looking like, let's see, you got Blackdish Jack. I recognize him. I see Sabu, Jordan Grace. Looks like Blanco Loco up there in the corner.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
You can't forget about Shug Dunkerton, Pineapple Pete. Do you know Shug?
No.
He's the guy to the left of Blanco Loco, and he's right in between. He's above Thunder Rose's head to the right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I don't know him, but
oh, you should, brother. You need to YouTube Shug too.
Gotcha. I see Thunder Rosa's on here.
Yeah.
Looks like the Godwins.
Henry and Phineas. You know who the guy in the middle of them is, don't you?
I can't tell.
Kevin Sullivan.
Oh my, yeah, I met him at I went and got his breakfast for him at the gathering one day last year.
Right. How about underneath over there to the right by Amazing Maria and Haley? Do you see that guy that's in black and white? You know who that is, yeah?
Looks like TA.
No, that's Dr. David Schultz.
Okay, it's Dr. David Schultz. Gotcha.
Yeah, so you remember, the 2020 reporter, John Stossel, said, let me ask you the standard question. And
The slap her around.
man, brother, if I could, he smacked the taste out of his mouth, not once, but twice. I feel like I remember that Stossel dude from 2020 sued the WWF because it was WWF at the time. And they won. But the notoriety that Dr. David Schultz got from that put him over the top. It did get him fired. But, it's huge. And I do believe you can do a slap combo when he makes his appearances. And, of course, we got I got a family to feed over there. Heath Slater next to Greg the Hammer and
Butterbean.
Butterbean, yeah. Butterbean's doing really good. He went to live with Diamond Dallas Page for a little while.
Oh, really?
And man, he shredded some weight. He was confined to a wheelchair. He had one of those hover rounds, and he wasn't walking real good at all. And if he did, he had to have a cane or a walker. But now, man, he's up and mobile, and I think he could probably go a few rounds.
Wow.
I'm so happy for that.
Awesome.
You actually don't have the most recent poster now that I'm looking at it, because we also added Abdullah the Butcher, and right there next to the Boogeyman to his left is Jamie Dundee and Wolfie D. Unfortunately, and I'm bummed out because I wanted to pair PG-13 back up, but Jamie's not going to make it. Wolfie's still coming, but I stuck this good-looking fella in there, man. I don't really call good-look people guys, but you see that guy there?
Yeah, I recognize that guy.
Okay.
Handsome
He's got gear on. I'm not sure what to think about that, but
oh no.
And of course, then Boogeyman, and to the over the right hand shoulder of Boogie, AJ Kazana, one half of the NWA Tag Team Champions, an amazing, talented young man that I got to tell you, I'm blessed to have that guy on the show. He came to the last one down here in Pigeon Forge, and quite honestly, I'm not going to say that I wasn't expecting much out of the guy, but I didn't know who he was. But by the end of the night, everybody in attendance knew who he was. That's a talented fella, and I look to see him probably blow up, across the indies. And I mean, he already is tag team champions in the NWA. And then who doesn't know who Dr. Tom is?
Right.
I was there for a seminar last year. It was
and he's doing another one this time.
Fantastic.
We did one with him up in Indiana, and now we got one with him down here.
We've got him coming. We've got Dr. Tom coming here as well.
Oh, did he?
South. Yeah, he's coming for a seminar. Did I load that picture? I did not load that picture yet. I'll have to grab that one while you guys are talking.
Yeah, I'm looking at the card, and it's looking fantastic. You have Anthony Totally versus Brian Pillman Jr.
Toatelli, come on, Dre.
Toatelli. Sorry. Cody Lee versus Mickey Midas.
Yeah.
Chase Stevens versus Shug D. That's going to be a great match. That's going to be a crazy match.
That might possibly be the. I don't want to ever assume that it's a sleeper, but when they say the sleeper hit of the night,
yeah,
it's going to be a good match.
And then you have Drew Skills and Sam Knight versus Level X, which is Blanco Loco and Axton Rain.
Yep.
That's going to be another crazy matchup, especially with the speed and velocity those guys go. That's going to be nonstop. Bam, bam, bam.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Then you see you have the women's championship going. You have Miss Ari Alexander versus Dream Girl Ellie. Wow, I did not see this. I guess it was recently added. Damian Wayne versus Jake Omen.
Yeah, that's going to be stellar. Are you familiar with both of those gentlemen?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. That's going to be.
I've heard of Damian Wayne coming out of Vanguard Championship Wrestling in Norfolk, Virginia area.
Okay.
I've heard of him from that era.
Yeah, he's all over the place, man. In fact, him and Chase Stevens have been burning up the circuit around Tennessee. I think they've worked each other the last 4 or 5 weeks in a row somewhere. Different promotions are jumping on board going, these guys are outstanding together. I almost wish I'd put them together here, but, who knows what the future holds there.
Right.
And then this is going to be upcoming. I think this is the Hit Club Pro presents. It's going to be Heath versus Alexandra Moss.
Yep.
Then you have Haley J with Miss Amazing Maria versus Sue Young. Then you have the Ack Attacks, the Galactus Jack versus Willie Mack. Then you have then the AJ Kazana versus Sean Casey. It's going to be a crazy night of wrestling. That is a stacked card.
Well, and I'll tell you, we some of the matches are something that we're calling beat the clock matches. Did you see me advertising that? So the beat the clock match, and you've probably seen something similar before. Some of the matches they're timed, and the quicker you win, the better your prize is, so to speak. And out of those matches, whoever beats their opponent in the quickest time earns a title shot, any shot they want, for a future event. Also, we added Mr. USA Tony Atlas will be in action, and I'm excited about that. Tony, I don't know if you saw him lately. I mean, you saw him up in Indiana, right, Dave?
It did. He was
brother
ready to go.
His arms are as big as my thighs.
He's
like
huge.
Tony is jacked, brother. And I think he can still. I need to probably YouTube, but I think he can still go. Like, he's not one of these legend guys that you call them and ask them if they're still working, and they're like, brother, I got to do a tag match, because they can't do much. Tony, like, he's begging, let me put me in there with somebody that can go. I'm excited about that, man. I ain't seen Tony work in a minute. That sounded hillbilly, didn't it? I ain't seen Tony work. I have to make a real conscious effort. I'm an Indiana boy, but I have to make a real conscious effort to not talk like I'm a Southern fella. Because if I just let it go for too long, I'll start saying y'all, and people think I'm from down here.
People think I'm from down here when they hear me talk until they hear the words I use, and then they immediately forget that.
Right. Yeah. I think I'm just impressionable. I got a friend from New York, and if I talk to him for more than about 5 seconds, I'm, acting like I'm from Brooklyn or something.
Would that be our guest from last week?
Yeah, I don't know. Who was your guest from last week?
Kevin Nasta.
Oh, Kevin. Kevin's great. Up there in that area, the different boroughs, they all have their own accent, like
different dialects.
So if you talk like this, that's one, and then a little bit different is another. Like, I can't get it all figured out, man. So
I've heard it all.
I'll just stick to the y'all.
It's no different with the English, because like if you talk to somebody like in Luton, or that area suburb, versus London versus Wales, you're going to be able to tell a stark raving difference in it.
Well, and people that know can tell, but people that don't have any idea, they just hear someone talking like that, and they know that they're from overseas somewhere. But they don't know if you're from the Beatles, or if you're, crikey, if you say it a little bit different, then you're from Australia, But I love dialects, dude. Like, I do tours down here, and I get people from all over the country, and I thoroughly enjoy listening to how other people talk. And if I talk back to them, then I think maybe they feel like I'm making fun of them.
Oh, and
Right.
you did your Irish accent.
Oh yeah, of course I did the Irish tours too, and people
Yeah.
thought, but that sounded like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh,
As long as you don't look like Mrs. Doubtfire, you're doing okay.
It was a drive-by fruiting. I love that movie too.
It was hilarious. But you mentioned Dr. Tom, and I'm going to mention it too. He's got a seminar coming up down here as well in South Carolina. It's going to be at the Welford Pavilion. It's going to be a 7-hour seminar. That is going to be.
Oh my God!
Awesome.
Any time. So the one here he's doing is only 2 hours, and that's great. A 7-hour seminar, bro. Let me just tell you, as you know, any minute that you can spend under the learning tree of Dr. Tom is a good minute. So now you got 7 hours of it. That's, if you don't come out of there knowing a whole lot of stuff, man, there's something wrong. Dr. Tom is amazing.
Right.
Yeah,
And see, that's going to be the spot for that's the Welford Pavilion. That's what it looks like. This is where this is where it's going to be held.
That's cool. Is that outdoors or is that indoor?
That's outdoors.
somebody's
It's
backyard.
my buddy's backyard.
Oh, okay.
It is.
It looked like maybe a beach or something.
It's
man.
a full-on venue. It is awesome. We have great shows there, and then the after parties are always great at that venue.
Well, when we get done, I'll give you my address. You can send me an invite. We'll come down to the pavilion. That would be a great trip. What day was that 7-hour thing again?
The Dr. Tom one is May 27th,
Right on, man.
2023. That is when that one is. But yeah, I'll let you know when the next show is going to be at the pavilion. I think it's going to be later this year.
Very cool.
They've done 6 or 7. I think they've had 7 shows booked there. They had to cancel the most recent one due to weather because it is outside. But that's
anytime you do an outdoor show. When I first got started in the business,
May 27th, you can go.
well, my wife says May 27th you can go. I think she's just trying to get rid of me.
Oh, well, there's that.
When I first got started in the business, man, I was working with Ivan Koloff, and we used to go and set up in Walmart parking lots. And of course, he donated half or not. I don't know. I'd be lying if I told you. I'm not sure what percentage, but he donated a ton of the ticket money to like Make-A-Wish or a children's hospital locally. But they would take that big Viz Queen plastic, that black tarpaulin plastic, and drape off an area in the parking lot, and had like 4x4 posts in like 5-gallon buckets with cement and to make these walls. And we would just have wrestling shows out in the parking lots of these Walmart, and it looked really janky from the outside, but those were some of the best shows I ever wrestled on.
wow.
So I said that to say I like outdoor shows, but the inclement weather or if you're doing an outdoor show and you're trying to charge admission and people can just stand 30 feet back and watch,
Right.
outdoor shows are hard to do.
That one's got walls all the way around, so
That's awesome.
it's covered.
They're so fun. They're so fun.
They are. We did a charity show in a Harley Davidson parking lot in Charlotte. That was cool.
Beautiful.
That was cool.
Was that
was
was that a sold show?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Now those are easy to do.
Right.
That's great.
We there was like 300 or 400 bikes in there. It was loud as hell. They had audio comps. They had loudest pipes, best sounds, all this. It was a neat trick. And it was for a good cause, man. All the money that was raised went to the family of some bikers who had lost their lives earlier in the year in an accident. So, like, that's good stuff.
It is. I'm a sucker for a good charitable cause, man. I feel like we're put on this earth to help other people, man. And in the grand scheme of things, you know, even if you live a very long life, that's a small amount of time, you know. And if you can't be nice to other people, at least don't be mean to them. But any opportunity I have to do something to give back in some way, I jump on that chance every single time. Harley's really good about that, man. I love Harley. They do a lot of good things for a lot of people. And we'll talk later. There's a couple other big business places that will probably work with you to do some stuff, you know, outdoor fundraiser type shows or whatever, that I've had past dealings with that I think are great businesses. So we can bump heads on some of that too for your area.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
But man, I don't know how long you've got, so I don't want to keep you too long because I can tell you're in the car, and I can tell there's
well,
other
you know,
people.
I was logging into that deal, and I had my phone up in that little cradle deal in my window. Luckily, I live like a block and a half from the movie theater, and the boys were like, when I saw that, we were still sitting there, you know, because in Mario, have you seen it already?
Yes.
Yeah, you saw it regular. So, you know, there's end credits or post credits that Marvel made kind of famous at the end of the Mario deal. So if you go to see Mario, make sure you stay for the end credits. But I'm like, boys, I said, we got to, so we got to hustle. And they're like, but what about the end credits? I said, you've already seen them multiple times. Let's go. And so, but it only took me about 4 or 5 minutes to get home from the theater. And I pulled up in the drive, and I look up, and I'm like, oh my God, my phone's at like 12%. So I sent my one son in to go get me a cord. And I've got the auxiliary power on so that I can keep my phone going. And I'm at 24% now, so it's going up.
Gotcha.
I don't have a lot of time in the world this evening, but I'm just stoked for the show. I'm glad you guys are coming up, and again, thank you for having me on. And I again apologize for not being on time. I feel like
you're good.
Okay, good.
You're so good. I promise. All you have to do is answer one question. One question. All right. And this was answered by our guest earlier, and it's been answered by David and myself already. So you got to answer the hot seat now.
Ooh. Okay.
In your opinion, what constitutes a shit show?
Man, I've been on both sides of that, man. I've promoted one before, man, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I had no business doing it. And I think I loved it. So I loved the wrestling business, and I wanted to be involved in it. And back when I got started, it was hard to do, but I knew a couple of wrestlers that helped me out, and they assisted me to book a show, but didn't tell me how to book the show. They just helped me. They took advantage of a dumb kid that really didn't know what he was doing, and helped me facilitate running the show. And it was horrific. And I had like 9 people show up, and that should have deterred me right away. And here we are 31 years later, and I'm running shows. But a shiznit show to me, man, is God, there's so many things, and we could probably do a whole show about that. I literally just posted something about it the other day, man. Like,
that's why I brought it up.
Oh, did you really?
That, and it's been the hot button topic for like 3 days on my social media as well. So,
you're not talking about the take the picture thing, are you?
No, not to take the picture.
Oh,
thing.
okay.
Not at all.
Which
no.
I'm a firm believer in that. And let me say one more thing. There are photos I regret not getting, a lot of them, and I can't get them anymore. And I did not have a picture of me and Bam Bam Bigelow, and I worked about 11 shows with him as his tag partner, and I never got a picture. I got some pictures of, you know, him in the ring and I'm on the apron or vice versa. And then some fan messaged me the other day and sent me a picture from an appearance we did at a store. And I'm sitting at the table with him and you can see my shoulder. And I've sent the guy back a message because it was a picture of that his kid standing behind Bamba or Scotty. And I said, man, is there any chance in the world that you took a picture of both of us together? And about 15 minutes later, he sent it into my messenger. And I am so stoked that I got a picture of him and I. And I just thought I would have never had one. And I know I'm stoked. Anyway, I digress. A shit show.
Well, that was awesome.
Dude, it was. I'm stoked. I've been waiting for the whole take the picture thing to die down, and I'm going to post it. But I'm glad to have it. And Scott was such an amazing human being. Talk about somebody giving back. Scott would have gave the shirt off of his back for anybody. And just a great dude, man. Ran into a burning house and saved children. I don't know if you remember that happening, and sadly lost, his life. Not during that, but I still miss that guy all the time. Anyway, shit show. When you let the inmates run the asylum, when you agree, when you're a promoter that agrees to pay a certain amount to a talent, and then when they get there, they try to shortchange them. Promoters that don't run this business. Did you hear me say that?
Run this business, what?
As a business.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, this is the wrestling business. I know it says professional wrestling on the marquee, and so the matches should be professional. It's also these promoters that will... Man, I'm not going to make any friends with this one, man. But let's have some matches on the card, and if you sell more tickets than your opponent, you get a win. That's becoming commonplace at some places, along with the tax refund, promoter that, gets a big tax return, and then, all of a sudden he can run a show.
Right.
But so many things, dude, running in the, backyard, those events unfortunately still happen. Using untrained talent. I saw a post that was infamous for a while, or famous, and can you guys hear me still?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Cause I'm getting back to the not hearing you, but, the thing where the guy had a stump under the wrestling ring. Did you see that?
Yes. Saw that.
Can we say yes to having professional equipment that is safe for the employees that you hire to wrestle in your ring? Do you know what I mean? And that includes steam cleaning your canvas so that the boys don't get a staph infection off of a dirty canvas. I haven't heard about that happening lately, but it definitely has happened in the past. Promoters that have bloodshed for the sake of just having blood. I went and worked the show, and I go out in the ring, and there's standing pools of blood still in the ring. And I just told my opponent, man, I grabbed him in a headlock. I mean, kayfabe's out the window. I grabbed him in a headlock and said, I'm tossing you out. And we never went back in the ring. I'm not bumping around in a bloody mess of somebody else's blood. I mean, if I got split open, the hard way or something, I don't mind bumping around in my blood. But those days are long gone too, man. I learned a long time ago to work smart, not hard. Doesn't mean I always did that. And I worked some dumb matches too, but having matches like that, they say there's a time and a place for everything. Not my time, not my place anymore, man. and I don't want to call those guys that do that shit shows. However, yeah, that's not for me. And I don't know, I've probably named about 5 or 6 things. I'm anxious now to watch the playback to see what the other guys constituted, what that kind of show entails.
Right.
It's
Right.
around the same. Yeah.
It was predominantly the same things. And see, different areas have different things too. So, like if you're in, we were talking earlier, North Carolina is the land of extreme. You know, you got a bunch of hardcore matches and stuff there. South Carolina is the classic style. They don't allow blood here. The Athletics Commission does not allow it.
Yeah. Well, Tennessee's a non-commissioned state. I could do it if I wanted, but I just have no desire. Indiana the same way.
Georgia bleeds buckets. Like, that's the thing about Georgia's blood and guts promotions, and it's fine. I don't mind. I've worked Georgia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. I got no problem being in any of them. But it was basically the same thing. I mean, but you admitted to having shows in the past that were of that, you know, magnitude starting off though, and you learn from your mistakes and you've evolved. And look at what you've evolved into.
Yeah.
You know, you've evolved.
Yeah,
into
you know, if the 53-year-old me could go back to the 24-year-old me and tell me some things, I think I would evolve a whole lot more. But I'm also a firm believer that we are where we are right now because of all the choices that we have made in our life, okay? Right. And sure, had the right doors been open, and had I done things differently, invested wisely, you know, we can all look back the shoulda, woulda, couldas, right? And could I be in a big, like if I had that Back to the Future almanac, you know, and was able to now be like a big giant organization, that's great. But I'm happy where I'm at right now, man. And, you know, I live down here in God's country, married, got kiddos. I'm living the American dream. I tell people living the dream one nap at a time, but, living the dream, love what I'm doing. You know, it's, I'm not running, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50, 70,000 seat arenas, but I'm very happy doing it where I'm doing. And I love heroes and legends, and I love the fans that come out, and I love the talent, the performers that I get to work with. And it's almost like a kid at Christmas, man. I get excited, and the lead in to these shows, I think I'm just as excited sometimes as the fans. I get fans. I got one fan that probably at least every day is like, hey, man, just 26 more days until I'm coming down there. Hey, man, just 25 more days. Like, this dude is stoked, and I'm excited for him. Kind of like, you know, when I got Noah, my baby boy, a bicycle, right? Like, he had been asking for a bicycle for Christmas. And, of course, I get the joy watching him have the joy, right? So that's a whole nother level when you do a wrestling show. Is not only am I watching it, you know, from Gorilla or out in the room, wherever I'm at, and I'm watching the show and I'm getting joy seeing the hard work that I've done and you know, pounding the pavement, putting the posters up, doing the advertising, booking the talent, booking the building, you know, setting up the ring. All that hard work pays off when I get to see the show formed and actually happening. The other level is then watching the crowd and seeing them react to your hard work and, you know, clapping and screaming and yelling and booing the heels or the bad guys. And, you know, it's exciting to me to watch the different levels of what happens in a wrestling show. And I get just as excited watching the fans be excited, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah,
100%.
That really hits home. Yeah,
definitely, man. Well, listen, the other thing you do is you also go on podcasts to help promote your stuff. So you know, we want to thank you for joining us here.
Of
we
course.
greatly appreciate it. we're going to go ahead and show that flyer again as we run down the plethora of stuff we have coming up
Awesome.
that it's leading us into May and June and beyond. So thank you once again, Mr. Maples, and we look forward to meeting you in May.
Did you say beating me?
Meeting.
I heard you, man. Thank you very much for having me. I'm humbled by the kind things you said about me. I appreciate you. I can't wait to see you guys May 13th. And yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate all of you.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Have a good evening.
Hey, you too.
Jayson Maples.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's been Jayson Maples. Dude, that guy was cool. He was cool.
Yeah,
I
really
like
cool.
our guests.
He could talk for hours, man. It's just you could feel the love and the passion of that he's into it, man. Like the last time I had him on, like I cheered up because like I feel that passion, you know, like putting on a good show and getting that reaction from the crowd and the fans. It's something else.
You know, I could talk because they've called me the Iron Man of podcasting before because I can go for 4. It doesn't matter. I can go for 4 hours. I'm down. We can rock. Yeah. But tonight we're going to go ahead and we're going to lay out what we got coming up and get us heading into next weekend. So tonight or tomorrow, you got Casino Night. That's XWW. That's Friday, the 21st. Live at Lenny Boy Brewing, and let me get rid of that. Thank you. That's in Charlotte, North Carolina, at the Lenny Boy. It's free admission, and we will be. You never know who's going to show when it comes to XWW. Coming up next weekend, we've got Pro Wrestling Union presents the Junior Heavyweight Tournament. Those 8 men right there will be vying to become the first ever Pro Wrestling Union Junior Heavyweight Champion. That's going to be a fantastic event there. Also announced for that, Pro Wrestling Union Heavyweight title will be on the line. Cam Jackson will be challenging Bebop with a special ring enforcer in Dion Johnson. Good grief. No, I didn't make it back to Lenny Boy to get the pretzel. I didn't make it back there yet.
Wow.
Let's see here. Majestic Marie, I forgot your comment. I'm sorry. She said, love talking wrestling and making new friends. I only get honoring when somebody talks negative about Eddie Kingston. This is accurate. I'm still waiting on your boy Eddie Kingston to win me my bet so I can collect my cigars that I bet on him. So that's all. So, man, once again, that's that Junior Heavyweight Championship tournament. That is going to be at the Thomas Street Rec Center in Union, South Carolina. Guys, don't want to miss it. It's going to be a good time. The very next day, that's your Saturday for next Saturday. Next Sunday, we got something else coming up. We've got Wrestle Revolution from XWW. Check this out. We're just going to run through the card real quick. We're not going to give our predictions. Christopher Prince and Lexi Steele versus Basad and Danny Moe. XWW tag title match. It's an elimination matchup. When you get put through a door, you get eliminated. Whiskey Business versus All Worm No Soul versus Saeed Al-Sabah and Treehouse Lee. Got Sean Cruz versus Codename Flex. Team Quest versus Team Quest. Uriah.
Wow. My money's on Quest.
Okay, well, we'll get back to that next. We'll get into that next week.
Just saying.
Oh, I have that one twice. Sorry. Fodder versus TJ Boss versus Madman Fulton. And that is going to be your main event for the evening for the XWW Heavyweight Championship. And once again, this is you.
No, this is me. This is Spring Break Showdown, Saturday, April 29th. Firestar is back, and they have a great showing for it. We'll be doing the breakdown when we get closer to that date. They also have another show going on that same day with a back-to-back showing, so you don't want to miss out. Use promo code Estacado to save some moolah on these shows and all future Firestar Pro Wrestling shows. You don't want to miss out. Some of the best wrestling going on in Greensboro, North Carolina. A lot of these cats from this, you see them on AEW, you see them up on DPW and up around the Carolinas. You don't want to miss out on this.
Oh yeah. Then starting off your Cinco de Mayo the correct way at the I'm guessing that's Waxhaw Tap House. I don't know. I should have asked somebody, but it looks like Waxhaw. So we'll go with Waxhaw. It's either got to be Waxhaw or Wax Off. One of the two. I don't know. Anyway, that's going to be XWW with another television taping. And that's going to be free admission down there at the Waxhaw Tap House. I'll say it right eventually.
Waxhaw.
Eventually. Now remember, in the month of May, on May 6th, we've got a boatload of shows coming on the same day. Heroes 2 Legends, not Heroes and Legends, not to be confused.
Heroes 2 Legends, yeah.
Titan Wrestling, High Velocity as well. They're all three putting them out there. Now, I do have more information on the Heroes 2 Legends show, which you can see here. Check this out. Nigel Rabbit is making an appearance.
Nice.
You've got the
Brittany.
Diamond Mine. Brittany, what is it? I can't. What's her last name? Brittany is going to be there. I'll work on that for next. I'll work on that before we get there. Stuart Snodgrass versus Cooper Housley. You've got Myrick Moore versus Travis Roberts. Chase Emery versus Ken Magnum. In tag team action, you have the Blue Collar Outlaws versus Res Dogs.
Nice.
And then this title will be on the line as they crown their first Heroes 2 Legends champion. And that'll be Haas Haygood versus Alexander Koloff. Guys, that's going to be something to behold. Yeah, that's going to be a fun show. I can't wait for that one on May the 6th. I'm looking forward to that. Now, we just talked to the man, and here we go, May the 13th. We will be at Heroes and Legends Con. We will be there for this one.
Will. Live, baby.
And Fest starts at noon. 7 o'clock is when the bell starts for wrestling. So you can come out, meet everybody, hang out, buy merch, buy lots of it. We will be there. We will be on hand, and we're going to throw a little bonus in there for anybody who's out there. Number 1, use wrestling code WIRE, that's WIRE, to save yourself some money on your entry. Trick number 2 is this. If you come up to us, you'll see our table. You can't miss us. If you come up to us and you want to talk wrestling, we'll throw you on air live on the spot, and you can bullshit with us. We give you a couple minutes. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. We will go fully ham in this bitch. No problem. Because it's going to be fun. So once again, that's Heroes and Legends 19 in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Man, I can't wait for that.
We'll be there. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Yeah, so hop on, come by the booth, say hello, get a shout out.
Most definitely. Dr. Tom Pritchard will be having a seminar at the Welford Pavilion. AWL, King Enterprises, Titan Wrestling Society, and Pro Wrestling Union are all involved in this. Guys, you don't want to miss it. 7-hour seminar. Look at that price tag. $35.
That's 7 hours. You know there's going to be some matches. He's going to be critiquing some matches. He's going to be doing some work. Yeah. So definitely come out to that.
It is going to be a spectacle. This one is you.
Yep. This is UPW live. First inaugural showing in Raleigh, North Carolina. Some changes have been made to this show already. Juventud is going to go one-on-one against Cinta de Oro. You don't want to miss out on that. I will be there live doing commentary at this show. You don't want to miss on the action. We do have the card ready for you, but we'll get to it the closer we get to that showing. Use promo code Estacado on this one to save some money on these tickets as well when you get your tickets. And we'll be there live. Well, I will be there live.
You will be there live, and I will be here live. I will be at the David Cody Memorial That is June 3rd. It's a multi-promotional sponsored event. Check out the flyers. You've got the No Sweat Band opening up the show, performing live, 10 matches, 2 big main events. I don't have the full card that I can unleash yet, but man, I've got some serious talent on this flyer. That's all I can tell you. There's some serious talent on this poster.
Card.
Recently, we started talking about Heatwave coming up on Saturday, June the 10th, and look at this. Look at that poster. That is a cool look.
That's a nice poster. That's
right.
Nice. We look nice.
Yeah. Now you see how this is laying out, man. It looks like a awesome
King Enterprises production.
Where does it say that at?
I see a lot of King Enterprises. That's it.
I mean, I see Brino on there and Luca on there. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, there's some King. Dude, speaking of, I've got to here in just a second. I think we're done. No, we're done. That's the last show I have to announce for the year. Is that one? I've got to show everybody this. So earlier, this was sent to me. Now, a bunch of y'all know, or some of y'all know, and some of y'all don't know, and I'm going to close out everything else so there's no confusions or illusions or anything else anybody else thinks that they're going to know. About a week ago, Friday night a week ago, there was an interview on air, right? And Michael King was on air being interviewed by a buddy of ours by the name of Scott Larson, who runs this thing called #Truth. So, what's weird is got retired from #Truth. #Truth's no more as of Saturday. And you know how I was thinking, I'm like, dude, he'll be back. He's like Ric Flair. He'll be back. It's okay.
He comes back, yeah.
I thought that. Notice I said that I thought that. Until I saw this. Look at the website. #truth.org. This domain has been seized by King Enterprises. So
What?
like, this is legit. This is a freaking internet browser, y'all. Like, I'm not lying. Look. Like, this is for real. Look, there's all my bars and stuff. AOL's up here. Yeah, man. Like, look, this is not a joke. This is not a drill. I'm for real. This website has been seized by King Enterprises.
Crazy.
I wonder what I can do with it. Can I make any money off of that website? I doubt it.
I don't know.
I don't know what I could do with that. But I had to share that with y'all because I was just like, this is insane. Like,
wow.
Really? The #Truth website has been seized. It's now property of KE. Like, holy shit. Freight Train Jay chimed in. Yo, what is up, dude? If you just now got here, you missed an awesome set of interviews, bro. You'll have to go back and rewatch.
It's fantastic. You got to come back.
You got to go. You got to rewatch it. It's okay. It is okay. And you know what? I'm even going to go one better. Tonight's show will be available for download on all your major platforms. I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all now. Tonight was so much fun. I've got to put it somewhere besides just here. I got to share it with the world because it wasn't just local news. It's got to get shared with everybody. Because could you imagine some people like, I don't know, I've got people that download this shit in other countries. Could you imagine somebody in Saudi Arabia listening to what we constitute as a shit show? I think it'd be good for them. I think it'd be good for everybody. So this show will be available for download by tomorrow morning.
Yep. Mañana.
Do you have anything else, sir?
I do, actually. And I'm trying to pull it up now as we speak.
I'm horrified.
What? It's just another show. I got a gig. Ladies and gentlemen, David Estacado is coming home to the DMV in July for a new show, a new event that is going to be started for a new promotion, IAW. I have the poster, and I made a post about it a couple days ago, 3 days ago to be exact. And let me share. Presenting Share screen. Boom. Look at that. Intense Action Wrestling in the DMV. Good old Manassas. Saturday 15th in July. That is my birthday month. That is actually going to be my birthday weekend. So do yourselves a favor. Come enjoy my birthday celebration of David by coming to wrestling at Intense Action Wrestling. You don't want to miss out. I had to do a couple of consulting phone calls before I made this, right before the show, but this is the premiere here on the show. Look, you have some people from North Carolina. You got JAC, you got JR Miller, Gabriel Kai. It's going to be an awesome show, and that's just a portion of what is going to be there live. You don't want to miss out on that. That's going to be in Northern Virginia, in Manassas, July 15th.
That is awesome, man. Sounds like fun.
It's gonna be dope.
I may have to make a trip up. I don't know.
You're gonna have to. Look, it's my birthday month. That's like my birthday
Bro,
weekend.
yeah, but
but
you're talking about Manassas. I mean, if you had said Fredericksburg or something, maybe but Manassas is like America's most livable community, but it's also like a richy, developed area.
Kind of.
In most places.
Aldi. That's more Aldi.
Okay.
But
I mean, look, I was building houses in Manassas back in 2005, bro. Like, wait a minute, what year is this? Yes, 2000. I had to look. 2005.
2023.
All right. In 2005, I was building houses in Manassas, man. We were doing housing developments back then.
I was in New York at that time. Yeah. Still in New York.
I was doing the dumbest things I had ever done in my life in 2005.
Same. If I go back, I kick my own ass. Great stories, though. Awesome stories. But I still go back and kick my own ass.
I'll make it real simple from one Marvel fan to another Marvel fan and probably some viewers out there. Look here. That makes sense? That made sense, didn't it? Yeah.
But we'll have more info on that card once I get it. I'll be making some more drops here and there. We actually have some of the talent come onto our show like we usually do. But yeah, I think that's it. For
that
now.
is it. That is it for the evening. Guys, it's been a great show. Thank you all for tuning in. Greatly appreciated everybody for being here in the crowd tonight. Next week, we've got guys and ladies, possibly anybody and everybody coming from some of the upcoming shows. That's kind of the format. We're going to be trying to pump up everything we can right before we get to it to keep everybody rolling and watching and, hopefully showing up to these shows to support independent professional wrestling. So, guys and ladies, thank y'all for being here, and we'll see you at the Indies.